Hello everyone, you're welcome once again to Let's Talk with Esther Agbi. I am Esther Agbi. I hope you're doing very well today. Yes. So this is a beautiful day, and the title of my topic for discussion is discipline. Where do we draw the line between discipline and child abuse? Yeah, so I want to talk about trying to discipline a child. So what is the purpose for disciplining a child? Why do we want to discipline a child? Most times people want to discipline a child because you want to instill a moral lesson, or you want them to avoid bad behavior or bad characteristics that they may have, in time to come in the future. And you also want to encourage the child to desist from bad behavior generally, So in order to do this, how do we draw the line between discipline and child abuse? The scripture says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. That's a very good admonition for everyone, irrespective of your religious affiliation. Train up a child in the way that he should go, the way that you want that child to grow up in. And when he's old, he will not depart from that, because you have started it from a very young age. So we have to realize that the children are different. Even all the children from the same father and the same mother, they do not all behave in the same way. They do not all have the same temperament. Some are reserved, quiet, and some are outgoing and, extroverts, doing their own thing in their own way, right? So there's the mix of all of those. If you have more than one child, you have different, characteristics of the various children. So we have to acknowledge that fact that they are different. So you have to study your child. You have to learn the type of characteristics your child or the children have, so that you can know how to approach or the method of discipline you would want to use. Some children, you don't have to do much. They just have to, they just watch, they observe the adults, their parents, and the people in the community, responsible adults in the community. They observe and they copy, and they, just grow up in a responsible way. But others, you have to talk, call them here, do this, do that, and all different kinds of examples you may have to give to them for them to be able to follow the right path. When someone is upset, let's say a child has done something very bad and you want to instill discipline, it is not a good idea, or it is not a wise idea to do it right there and then. Some people, when they are so upset, they just take the child or take whatever they have, and you go in areas where it's permissible. In some countries, it's permissible to just spank. You spank, because that, you just, as if you want the annoyance to get out of you, you continue to spank. You don't know when you have gone too far, and then you now inflict injuries. So in such a case, it's better for you to allow the anger to just get out of your system, let it cool down, you are all good. Then if the child is of a reasoning age, you can sit the child down and you talk to your child, you chat about it, you say you have to make the child understand why what he or she has done is not acceptable. You could also, as some people would want to do, they want to ask the children to, or you bar them from watching some of their TV programs if they love watching programs, or something they love that is so good, so that when they are deprived from having that pleasure, then they can have time to sit back, reflect, and think, and say, oh, actually maybe that thing I did was very bad or not acceptable, So that is what you could do. Because I remember one time when I was working, I was carrying out my work, and I was watching one young lady with her little child, about 2 years old. I don't know if it's a boy or girl. These children are so small. So then she was searching for something. I don't know. She was just looking as if maybe for toothpaste or something. You'd be so keen and you're checking the label or whatever. Do I want to take this, or do I want to take something else? And then this child, because there were the very low level of items that were arranged, the child was just doing her own thing. Maybe she thought that these things arranged there are toys. She just using hand to slide through everything. They were falling down and things. So the mother looked and said, oh, no, 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 no. So she used this finger and said, stop, stop. You know, that kind of thing. So as if that would deter her from doing what she was doing. But the mother kept on looking for what she was looking for. And then she turned again and saw the child had even scattered more. She just came back, picked the child, and just spanked this child with her bare hands anyway. For you to know that she went and carry a whip or something as they do in Africa or some other places, a very strong cane to, you know, with her bare hands, she just spanked the bum of the child, pam, pam, pam. And well, of course the child cried, but then at least she did something to deter that child from doing something, because at least she gave a warning. I saw she gave a warning, but because the child is actually still very young, so she just measured or meted the kind of punishment that would be commensurate to her age. So that is one of those things. So as I said before, it's not good to, you know, spank a child or do anything to a child when you are still upset. Let that anger cool off. And if it's the child that you can just talk to and they will understand. And some children actually, when you just give that look, you know, the look our parents will give to us, so that sometimes they don't even need to say a word, but then you know exactly what they're trying to, the intent, then you quickly just walk away and say, oh, this thing is not good, it's not acceptable, you know. So where do we actually draw the line? So I think that that line should be drawn when you are trying to instill discipline. There should be no physical injury, you know, to that child, and there should be no emotional distress, you know, on the part of the child. You shouldn't cause any emotional distress or physical injury. So that is where the line is drawn. So if you can instill discipline in whatever way you think is acceptable in wherever you reside in, do that, but do not allow it to get to the extent of inflicting physical injury or emotional distress. Those are my own way of looking at things. But if you have any contrary opinion, similar opinion, you can leave them in the comment section, and then I will learn one or two things from your own comments. Thank you very much. God bless you. Shalom. See you very soon again. Bye for now.